Announcer bot is active. Leo Nordquist from Sweden is P1. Hugo Nilsson from Sweden is first. Thomas Hansen from Sweden in Brabham Strait is P1. Hugo Nilsson in Druids Bend is P2. Jens Wigenius from Sweden in Graham Hill Bend is P2. Thomas Hansen in Hawthorne Hill is P1. Jens Wigenius from Sweden in Hawthorns Bend is first. Hugo Nilsson is third. Jens Wigenius is second. Hugo Nilsson from Sweden in Hawthorne Hill is P1. Jens Wigenius is P2. "55 minutes remaining in the session." Hugo Nilsson in Sterling's Bend is P1. Jens Wigenius in Hawthorns Bend is second. Thomas Hansen from Sweden in Sterling's Bend is P3. Hugo Nilsson in Surtees Bend is first. Best lap is a 3:58.235. Frank from Sweden is P3. Jens Wagenius in Cupra Straight is first. Best lap is a 1:34.299. Matthias Thornberg from Sweden in Brabham Straight is P5. Frank in Brabham Straight is P5. Hugo Nilsson in Pilgrim's Drop is P3. Matthias Thornberg in Hortons Bend is P5. Jens Wagenius in Pilgrim's Drop is P1. Best lap is a 1:33.707. Matthias Thornberg from Sweden in Clearways is P5. Frank is second. Matthias Thornberg is third. Best lap is a 3:30.493. Hugo Nilsson in Pilgrim's Drop is fourth. Matthias Thornberg in Hortons Bend is third. Jens Wagenius in Pilgrim's Drop is second. Best lap is a 1:32.297. "50 minutes remaining in the session. Hugo Nilsson in Clark Curve is P4. Jens Wagenius is second. Frank in Hale Woods Hill is P1. Best lap is a 1:31.866. Hugo Nilsson from Sweden in Pilgrim's Drop is third. Best lap is a 1:33.059. Frank in Hawthorne Hill is P1. Jens Virginius in Pilgrim's Drop is P2. Frank in Sterling's Bend is P1. Robin went from Sweden in Hawthorne Hill is P6. Hugo Nilsson in Druids Bend is third. Jens Virginius in Brabham Strait is P2. Frank in Pilgrim's Drop is first. Jens Virginius from Sweden in Surtees Bend is P2. Matthias Tornberg from Sweden in Hawthorne Hill is P5. Fabian Johansson from Sweden in Druids Bend is fourth. Best lap is a 2:11.950. Matthias Tornberg in Sterling's Bend is fifth. Jens Virginius from Sweden in Brabham Strait is P2. Hugo Nilsson in Hawthorne Hill is third. Leo Nordquist in Druids Bend is seventh. Matthias Tornberg in Surtees Bend is P4. Best lap is a 1:33.588. Leo Nordquist in Hawthorne Hill is P7. "45 minutes remaining in the session." Frank in Paddock Hill Bend is P1. Jens Virginius in Graham Hill Bend is second. Frank in Surtees Bend is P1. Jens Virginius from Sweden in Hawthorne's Bend is P2. Mashes Jelbo from Sweden in Sterling's Bend is P7. Jens Wagenius in Brabham Strait is second. Hugo Nilsson is third. Frank in Hawthorne Hill is P1. Jens Wagenius in Westfield Bend is P3. Matthias Tornberg is P5. Jan Romell from Sweden in Surtees Bend is 6th. Best lap is a 1:35.260. Frank in Halewoods Hill is P1. Robin Wendt in Druids Bend is P4. Best lap is a 1:32.941. Jens Wagenius in Hawthorne Hill is P3. Best lap is a 1:32.284. Mashes Jelberg from Sweden in Hawthorne's Bend is 8th. Best lap is a 1:35.408. Frank in Sterling's Bend is first. Robin Wendt is P4. Jens Wagenius is third. 40 minutes remaining in the session. Robin Wendt in Druids Bend is 4th. Best lap is a 1:32.611. Jens Wagenius in Hawthorne's Bend is P3. Matthias Tornberg from Sweden is 5th. Best lap is a 1:32.966. Jens Wagenius in Clearways is 3rd. Jonas Klang in Hawthorne Hill is P7. Best lap is a 1:34.186. Leo Nordquist is P2. Best lap is a 1:32.055. Jens Wagenius in Surtees Bend is P3. Robin Wendt in Cooper Straight is 4th. Jens Wagenius in Dingle Dell is P3. Jonas Klang in Graham Hill Bend is 9th. Jens Wagenius from Sweden in Brabham Straight is P3. Frank in Brabham Straight is P1. Leo Nordquist from Sweden in Pilgrim's Drop is P3. Frank in Surtees Bend is P1. Magnus Motek from Sweden in Pilgrim's Drop is P12. Jan Romel in Brabham Straight is P8. Best lap is a 1:34.038. Thomas Hansen in Graham Hill Bend is 11th. Best lap is a 15:58.708. Magnus Motek in Clearways is 12th. Jens Wagenius in Brabham Straight is 4th. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden is P8. Best lap is a 1:33.529. Jens Wagenius in Surtees Bend is P4. Nico Efrem from Sweden Westfield Bend is P14 on softs. Magnus Motek in Druids Bend is P12. Best lap is a 25.349. Jens Wagenius in Clark Cove is 4th. Fredrik Ek from Sweden is P14. Jens Wigenius in Surtees Bend is 4th. Thomas Hansen in Druids Bend is 13th. Best lap is a 3:1.145. Jens Wigenius in Dingle Dell is 4th. Frank is P2. Leo Nordquist in Brabham Straight is 1st. Best lap is a 1:31.661. Frankenstein Curve is 2nd. Leo Nordquist in Surtees Bend is 1st. Frank in Paddock Hill Bend is 2nd. Leo Nordquist in Westfield Bend is P1. Minutes remaining in the session. Magnus Motek from Sweden in Dingle Dell is P11. Best lap is a 1:34.673. Leo Nordquist in Shin Curve is P1. Jan Rommel is P9. Best lap is a 1:33.229. Frank and Clark Curve is second. Magnus Motek in Westfield Bend is 11th. Frank in Graham Hill Bend is P2. Magnus Motek in Paddock Hill Bend is P10. Best lap is a 1:33.507. Frank in Dingle Dell is second. Jens Wagenius in Surtees Bend is fifth. Frank in Brabham Straight is P2. Miku F in Druids Bend is 9th. Best lap is a 1:33.123. Frank in Pilgrim's Drop is second. "25 minutes remaining in the session." Robin Wendt in Dingle Dell is third. Best lap is a 1:32.031. Frank in Surtees Bend is P2. Jonas Klang in Halewoods Hill is 13th. Best lap is a 1:33.637. Magnus Motek is 12th. Hugo Nilsson is P9. Samuel Önebro from Sweden in Cupra Straight is 10th. Best lap is a 1:33.166. Leo Nordquist in Brabham Straight is P1. "20 minutes remaining in the session." Magnus Motek from Sweden is 12th. Jan Rommel is 11th. Leo Nordquist in Westfield Bend is P1. Fredrik Ek in Brabham Straight is 16th. Best lap is a 1:34.554. Leo Nordquist in Clark Curve is P1. Frank and Sterling's Bend is second. Leo Nordquist in Clark Curve is P1. Samuel Önebro from Sweden in Dingle Dell is 10th. Magnus Motek from Sweden is P13. Robin Wendt in Surtees Bend is third. Frank in Druids Bend is second. Robin Wendt in Shin Curve is P3. Magnus Motek in Halewoods Hill is P13. Robin Wendt in Halewoods Hill is P3. "15 minutes remaining in the session." Frederick Eck in Clark Curve is P16. Jens Wagenius in Clark Curve is 5th. Frederick Eck in Halewoods Hill is 16th. Jens Wagenius in Graham Hill Bend is P5. Best lap is a 1:32.167. Leo Nordquist is first. Jens Wagenius from Sweden is 5th. Ricard Norden from Sweden in Halewoods Hill is P12. Best lap is a 1:33.185. Jens Wagenius in Clark Curve is P5. Rasmus Malmqvist in Hale Woods Hill is 4th. Best lap is a 1:32.032. Jens Wagenius in Graham Hill Bend is P5. Leo Nordquist in Hale Woods Hill is P1. Mikko F in Hawthorne Hill is P6. Best lap is a 1:32.286. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden in Sterling's Bend is 4th. Jan Romel in Hale Woods Hill is P10. Best lap is a 1:33.001. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden in Hale Woods Hill is P4. Jan Romel in Pilgrim's Drop is P10. Leo Nordquist in Hale Woods Hill is 1st. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Magnus Motek in Westfield Bend is P13. Rasmus Malmqvist in Sterling's Bend is P4. Magnus Motek in Brabham Straight is P13. The qualification session is at Brands Hatch Circuit 40 in Forcombe, Great Britain. The wind speed is 5 km/h from the north-northeast. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden in Brabham Straight is P5 on softs. Magnus Motek from Sweden in Druids Bend is 4th. Leo Nordquist from Sweden is P2. Rikard Norden from Sweden in Brabham Straight is 15th. Leo Nordquist in Shin Curve is P2. Magnus Motek is P4. Frank from Sweden in Brabham Straight is P16. Frank is up 10.07 in Graham Hill Bend. Frank is up 10.91 in Hawthorns Bend. Frank is up 11.84 in Sterling's Bend. Frank improved his P1 with a 131.706. Magnus Motek in Brabham Straight is P4. Magnus Motek improved his fifth with a 133.696. 2.339 from Sweden in Brabham Straight is P7. Robin Wendt improved his P4 with a 132.555. 1.198 Leo Nordquist in Graham Hill Bend is third up 0.07. Mikko F from Sweden is sixth up 0.49. Mikko F is up 0.69 in Westfield Bend. Mikko F is up 0.87 in Clearways. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Robin Wendt in Clark Curve is sixth. Robin Wendt improved his P5 with a 132.293. 0.936
Hugo
off
Nilsson
Nilsson from Sweden is 16th up 1.49. Hugo Nilsson improved his P14 with a 134.019. 2.662 from Sweden in Clearways is 11th up 0.39. Matthias Tornberg from Sweden in Surtees Bend is P7 up 0.04. Best lap is a 132.674. Mikko F is P4 1.317 off pole. Mikko F is up 0.26 in Clearways. Mikko F improved his P2 with a 131.587. 0.230 off Jan Romell from Sweden in Westfield Bend is P12 up 0.07. Jan Romel in clearways is 12th up 0.85. Jan Romel improved his P8 with a 132.773. 1.416 off Hawthorne's Bend is P2 up 0.34. Miku F is up 0.12 in clearways. Miku F improved his second with a 131.435. 0.078 off Magnus pole. Motek is P13 up 0.59. Magnus Motek improved his 11th with a 133.052. 1.695 off Clark Curve is 15th. Hugo Nilsson improved his P11 with a 132.949. 1.592 off Brabham Straight. Jan Romel improved his P5 with a 132.273. 0.916 off Nordqvist from Sweden in Sterling's Bend is 4th up 0.04. Leo Nordqvist improved his P3 with a 131.658. 0.301 Hansen from Sweden in Brabham Straight is P16. Thomas Hansen improved his P16 with a 134.433. 3.076 in Westfield Bend is 8th up 0.36. Matthias Thornberg is up 0.39 in clearways. Five minutes remaining in the session. Matthias Thornberg improved his P7 with a 132.334. 0.977 off Manfest is P1. Thomas Hansen in Sterling's Bend is 16th up 0.26. Best lap is a 134.433. 3.076 off pole. Ricard Norton is 10th. Best lap is a 132.932. 1.575 off pole. Robin Wendt in clearways is 6th up 0.16. Fabian Johansson from Sweden is P9 up 0.38. Miku F in Westfield Bend is P2 up 0.05. Miku F is up 0.08 in clearways. Fabian Johansson is 9th up 0.78. Fabian Johansson improved as 5th with a 132.237. Thomas Hansen in Brabham Straight is P16. Thomas Hansen improved as P16 with a 134.184. 2.827 from Sweden is 15th up 0.02. Rasmus Malmqvist in Clark Curve is first. Rasmus Malmqvist is provisional pole with a 131.102. Fredrik Ek in Druids Bend is 15th up 0.21. Fredrik Ek is up 0.75 in Pilgrim's Drop. Robin Wendt is P7 up 0.02. Samuel Önnebro from Sweden in Brabham Straight is 9th. Best lap is a 132.415. 1.313 off pole. Robin Wendt in Brabham Straight is P7. Robin Wendt improved as 5th with a 132.141. 1.039 off Magnus pole. Motek in Shin Curve is 12th up 0.15. Robin Wendt in Surtees Bend is P5 up 0.04. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Robin Wendt is up 0.02 in Westfield Bend. Mashers Gelberg in Hortons Bend is P13 up 0.18. Mashers Gelberg is up 0.05 in Sterling's Bend. Jonas Klang from Sweden in Westfield Bend is P14. Jonas Klang is up 0.14 in Dingle Dell. Hugo Nilsson is P11. Fredrik Ek is 15th. The race session is at Brands Hatch Circuit 40 in Falcombe, Great Britain. The wind speed is 7 km/h from the northeast. P17. Samuel Ernebro is P9. Jens Wigenius from Sweden is P18. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden is P1. Leo Nordqvist from Sweden is 3rd. Mikko F from Sweden is 2nd. Announcer bot is active. The race session is at Brands Hatch Circuit 40 in Falcombe, Great Britain. 18th. The wind speed is 7 km/h from the northeast. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden is 1st. Mikko F from Sweden is P2. Leo Nordqvist from Sweden is 3rd. Frank from Sweden is 4th. Robin Wendt from Sweden is P5. Fabian Johansson from Sweden is P6. Jan Romell from Sweden is P7. Matthias Tornberg from Sweden is P8. Samuel Ernebro from Sweden is P9. Rikard Norden from Sweden is 10th. Hugo Nilsson from Sweden is 11th. Magnus Motek from Sweden is 12th. Matthias Jelberg from Sweden is P13. Jonas Klein from Sweden is P14. Fredrik Ek from Sweden is P15. Thomas Hansen from Sweden is 16th. Race Camera from Italy is 17th. Jens Wagenius is P18. Rasmus Malmqvist is P1. Mikko F is P2. Leo Nordquist is 3rd. Frank is 4th. Robin Wendt is 5th. Fabian Johansson is P6. Jan Rommel is 7th. Matthias Tornberg is P8. Race start. Race Camera entering the pits is 18th. Samuel Önnerbro in Brabham Straight is 9th. Jan Rommel in Druids Bend is 7th. Leo Nordquist in Cupra Straight is 3rd. Jens Wagenius in Hortons Bend is 11th. Jens Wagenius is now 10th. Mikko F in Sterling's Bend is 2nd. Matthias Tornberg in Clearways is P9. Matthias Tornberg is now 8th. Matthias Tornberg passed Samuel Önnerbro for P7. Fabian Johansson is P6, 0.1 ahead of Samuel Önnerbro. Magnus Motek in Graham Hill Bend is P12, 0.2 ahead of Jonas Klein. Frank in Hawthorne Hill is P4, 0.1 behind Robin Wendt. Leo Nordquist in Westfield Bend is P8, 0.2 behind Matthias Tornberg. Jonas Klein is P11, 0.2 behind Hugo Nelson. Magnus Motek in Clark Curve is 13th, 0.1 ahead of Mashas Gelberg. Magnus Motek lost 13th to Maschers Gelberg. Magnus Motek passed Maschers Gelberg for P13. Mikko F. in Mercedes-Benz is second, 0.2 behind Rasmus Markvist. Magnus Motek in Mercedes-Benz is 14th, 0.5 ahead of Fredrik Ek. Frank in Westfield Bend is P3, 0.2 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang is 12th battling Hugo Nilsson. Jonas Klang passed Hugo Nilsson for P11. Frank in Paddock Bend is third, 0.4 ahead of Robin Wendt. Frank is now P2. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Leo Nordqvist from Sweden in Druids Bend is P6, 0.5 ahead of Matthias Tornberg. Leo Nordqvist is now 6th. Matthias Tornberg was 1.7 faster last lap. Mikko F is first. Mikko F exiting pits. Mikko F lost P16 to Ricard Norden. Magnus Motek in Mercedes-Benz is P13, 1.0 ahead of Fredrik Ek. Frank in Dingle-Dell is P2, 0.3 ahead of Robin Wendt. Leo Nordqvist in Clearways is P7, 0.6 ahead of Fabian Johansson. Leo Nordqvist was 1.9 faster last lap. Fabian Johansson in Brabham Straight is 11th. Jonas Klang in Druids Bend is P9, 0.2 behind Samuel Ernebro. Jonas Klang was 0.8 faster last lap. Fabian Johansson in Mercedes-Benz is P11, 0.2 behind Hugo Nilsson. Mikko F entering the pits is first. Jonas Klang in Hawthorne Hill is P10, 0.1 behind Samuel Ernebro. Frank in Sterling's Bend is third, 0.3 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang is 10th, 0.3 behind Samuel Ernebro. Frank in Halewoods Hill is second, 0.5 ahead of Robin Wendt. Hugo Nilsson is 10th battling Maschers Gelberg. Hugo Nilsson lost P10 to Maschers Gelberg. Hugo Nilsson passed Matthias Kjellberg for 10th. Magnus Motek in Hawthorns Bend is 13th, 0.1 ahead of Fabian Johansson. Magnus Motek lost 13th to Fabian Johansson. Franken Clark curve is P2, 0.2 ahead of Robin Wendt. Leo Nordquist in Brabham Straight is 6th, battling Matthias Thornberg. Hugo Nilsson in Halewoods Hill is P11, 0.2 behind Matthias Kjellberg. Matthias Kjellberg was 0.6 faster last lap. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Leo Nordquist from Sweden in Surtees Bend is P6, 0.5 ahead of Matthias Thornberg. Leo Nordquist was 2.0 faster last lap. Frank is P2, 0.3 ahead of Robin Wendt. Hugo Nilsson in Westfield Bend on lap 7 is P11, 0.4 behind Matthias Kjellberg. Hugo Nilsson is now 10th. Leo Nordquist in Clearways is 6th, 0.3 ahead of Matthias Thornberg. Frank in Druids Bend is P2, 0.4 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang in Druids Bend is 9th, 0.6 behind Samuel Ernebro. Leo Nordquist in Surtees Bend is 6th, 0.4 ahead of Matthias Thornberg. Jan Romel is P4, 0.4 ahead of Jens Wagenius. Jonas Klang in Sterling's Bend is P9, 0.4 behind Samuel Ernebro. Leo Nordquist is P6. Best lap is a 1:31.926. 0.701 off the fastest lap. Fredrik Ek in Paddock Hill Bend is 10th, 0.2 ahead of Matthias Kjellberg. Frank in Hawthorn Hill is P2, 0.3 ahead of Robin Wendt. Fredrik Ek in Surtees Bend is P12, 0.4 ahead of Hugo Nilsson. Fredrik Ek lost P12 to Hugo Nilsson. Magnus Motek in Hawthorn Hill is P13, battling Fredrik Ek. Jonas Klang is P9, 0.2 behind Samuel Ernebro. Frank in Druids Bend is second, 0.3 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang in Druids Bend is P9, 0.4 behind Samuel Ernebro. Frank in Hawthorne Hill is second, 0.2 ahead of Robin Wendt. Five minutes remaining in the session. Fabian Johansson is P11, 0.3 behind Matthias Jelberg. Fabian Johansson passed Matthias Jelberg for P10. Frank in Brabham Straight is P2, 0.5 ahead of Robin Wendt. Hugo Nilsson in Halewoods Hill is 12th, 0.6 behind Matthias Jelberg. Hugo Nilsson was 2.3 faster last lap. Frank in Westfield Bend is second, 0.7 ahead of Robin Wendt. Hugo Nilsson in Sheen Curve is P12. Best lap is a 1:32.943. 1.718 off the fastest lap. Frank in Druids Bend on lap 12 is P2, 0.4 ahead of Robin Wendt. Leo Nordquist in Graham Hill Bend on lap 12 is 6th, 0.6 behind Jens Wagenius. Frank on lap 12 is second, 0.6 ahead of Robin Wendt. Hugo Nilsson in Westfield Bend is P12, 0.7 behind Matthias Jelberg. Frank from Sweden is P2, 0.7 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang from Sweden in Sterling's Bend is P9, 0.8 behind Samuel Onebro. Frank in Druids Bend is P2, 0.7 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang in Halewoods Hill is 9th, 0.6 behind Samuel Onebro. Hugo Nilsson from Sweden in Graham Hill Bend is 12th, 0.5 behind Mashas Gelberg. The leader has just finished the race. Rasmus Malmqvist finished first. Robin Wendt finished P3. Jan Romel finished P4. Leo Nordquist finished 5th. Jens Wagenius finished 6th. Jonas Klang finished 9th. Fabian Johansson finished P10. Hugo Nilsson finished 12th. Magnus Motek finished P13. Fredrik Ek finished P14. Ricard Norton finished P15. Thomas Hansen is P16. Thomas Hansen finished P16. Fredrik Ek finished 14th. Hugo Nilsson finished P12. Fredrik Ek finished 14th. The race session is at Brands Hatch Circuit. Fabian Johansson from Sweden is P1. The wind speed is 7 km/h from the northeast. Samuel Ernebro is third. Leo Nordqvist from Sweden is sixth. Jonas Klein from Sweden is second. Samuel Ernebro from Sweden is P3. Matthias Tornberg from Sweden is fourth. Jens Wagenius from Sweden is fifth. Frank from Sweden is P9. Jan Romell from Sweden is seventh. Robin Wendt from Sweden is P8. Rasmus Malmqvist from Sweden is P10. Matthias Kjellberg from Sweden is P11. Hugo Nilsson from Sweden is 12th. Magnus Motek from Sweden is 13th. Fredrik Ek from Sweden is P14. Rikard Norden from Sweden is P15. Thomas Hansen from Sweden is P16. Mikko F from Sweden is P17. Race camera is P18. Fabian Johansson is first. Leo Nordqvist is P6. Jonas Klein is P2. Samuel Ernebro is third. Matthias Tornberg is fourth. Jens Wagenius is P5. Frank is P9. Jan Romell is P7. Robin Wendt is 8th. Rasmus Malmqvist is 10th. Matthias Kjellberg is 11th. Hugo Nilsson is 12th. Magnus Motek is P13. Fredrik Ek is P14. Rikard Norden is 15th. Thomas Hansen is 16th. Mikko F is P17. Race camera is P18. Race start. Samuel Ernebro in Brabham Straight is P3. Fabian Johansson is third. Rasmus Malmqvist in Graham Hill Bend is P8. Fabian Johansson in Surtees Bend is 10th. Jonas Klein is P2. Mikko F is 7th. Jonas Klein clear race is P8. Jonas Klein passed Rasmus Malmqvist for 7th. Rasmus Malmqvist is 9th, 0.1 behind Ricard Norden. Rasmus Malmqvist passed Ricard Norden for 8th. Mikko F in Cupra Straight is P4. Best lap is a 1:45.473. 4.172 off the fastest lap. Jonas Klein in Pilgrim's Drop is P8. Jonas Klein is now 8th. Leo Nordquist in Westfield Bend is 3rd, 0.3 ahead of Mikko F. Leo Nordquist lost 4th to Samuel Ernebro. Jan Rommel is P14 battling Magnus Motek. Jan Rommel lost P14 to Magnus Motek. Leo Nordquist on lap 3 is P5, 0.2 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jens Wagenius in Druids Bend is P11, 0.2 behind Fabian Johansson. Frank in Hawthorne is first, 0.1. Leo Nordquist in Hawthorne's Bend is 5th, 0.2 ahead of Robin Wendt. Robin Wendt in Shinkurv is P7, 0.2 behind Rasmus Malmqvist. Robin Wendt lost P9 to Jens Wagenius. Leo Nordquist on lap 3 is P6, 1.2 behind Rasmus Malmqvist. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Jan Rommel in Paddock Hill Bend is P9 battling Ricard Norden. Frank in Surtees Bend is first, 0.2 ahead of Matthias Thornburg. Leo Nordquist in Surtees Bend on lap 4 is P12, 0.3 behind Frederick Eck. Frankenstein Curve on lap 4 is P1, 0.3 ahead of Matthias Thornburg. Jan Romel in Dingle Dell is P9 battling Robin Wendt. Jan Romel was 8.4 faster last lap. Frank from Sweden in Druids Bend is P1, 0.7 ahead of Matthias Thornburg. Leo Nordquist in Halewoods Hill is 11th. Best lap is a 1:34.749. 3.201 off the fastest lap. Leo Nordquist passed Ricard Norton for 10th. Frank in Sterling's Bend is P1, 0.7 ahead of Matthias Thornburg. Rasmus Malmqvist in Clearways is 5th, 0.2 behind Samuel Ernebro. Jan Romel in Clark Curve is P9, 0.1 ahead of Leo Nordquist. Jan Romel lost P10 to Ricard Norton. Jan Romel lost P11 to Frederick Eck. Rasmus Malmqvist is P4, 0.7 ahead of Samuel Ernebro. Frank in Hawthorne Hill is P1, 0.3 ahead of Matthias Thornburg. Rasmus Malmqvist is 4th. Best lap is a 1:32.130. 0.582 off the fastest lap. Robin Wendt in Westfield Bend is 8th, 0.2 behind Hugo Nilsson. Robin went past Hugo Nilsson for 7th. Leo Nordquist in Sterling's Bend is 9th, 0.1 behind Hugo Nilsson. Leo Nordquist passed Hugo Nilsson for 8th. Jan Romel in Brabham Straight is P12, 0.1 behind Frederick Eck. Jan Romel is now P11. Frederick Eck from Sweden in Druids Bend is P13, 0.7 ahead of Thomas Hansen. Masches Jelberg in Cupra Straight is 15th, 0.4 behind Thomas Hansen. Rasmus Malmqvist in Shin Curve is 4th, 0.5 ahead of Samuel Unabro. Rasmus Malmqvist lost 4th to Samuel Unabro. Jan Romel in Dingledell is P11, 0.1 ahead of Magnus Motek. Jan Romel lost 11th to Magnus Motek. Fabian Johansson from Sweden in Sterling's Bend is P16, 0.7 behind Masches Jelberg. Fabian Johansson passed Masches Jelberg for 15th. Jan Romel in Halewoods Hill is 12th. Best lap is a 1:33.691. 2.143 off the fastest lap. Fabian Johansson in Graham Hill Bend is 15th, 0.5 ahead of Masches Jelberg. Mikko F is 3rd, 0.4 behind Matthias Tornberg. Hugo Nilsson in Dingledell on lap 8 is 9th, 0.4 ahead of Ricard Norden. Jonas Klang in Clearways is 7th, battling Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang passed Robin Wendt for P6. Leo Nordquist in Halewoods Hill is P8, 0.1 behind Jonas Klang. Leo Nordquist passed Jonas Klang for 3 faster last lap. Leo Nordquist passed Robin Wendt for 6th. Mikko F in Hawthorne Hill is 3rd, battling Matthias Tornberg. Mikko F passed Matthias Tornberg for P2. Hugo Nilsson in Surtees Bend is P9, 0.3 ahead of Ricard Norden. Leo Nordquist on lap 9 is 6th, 0.3 ahead of Robin Wendt. Jonas Klang in Shin Curve is P8, 0.3 behind Robin Wendt. Fabian Johansson in Shin Curve is 16th, 0.3 behind Masches Jelberg. Hugo Nilsson in Brabham Straight is P9, 0.3 ahead of Ricard Norden. Hugo Nilsson is now P10. Fabian Johansson is 16th, 0.5 behind Masches Jelberg. Masches Jelberg was 2.5 faster last lap. Jonas Klang in Surtees Bend is 8th, 0.7 behind remaining in the session. Magnus Motek in Hawthorne Hill is 9th. Best lap is a 1:32.987. 1.439 off the fastest lap. Fabian Johansson in Hortons Bend is P16, 0.5 behind Masches Gelberg. Fabian Johansson is now 15th. Rasmus Malmqvist in Paddock Hill Bend is P5, 0.3 behind Samuel Robin Wendt entering the pits is 7th. Fredrik Ek in Brabham Straight on lap 11 is 12th battling Hugo Nilsson. Fredrik Ek passed Hugo Nilsson for P11. Rasmus Malmqvist in Pilgrim's Drop is P5 battling Samuel Ernebro. Rasmus Malmqvist passed Samuel Ernebro for P4. Fredrik Ek in Surtees Bend on lap 11 is P11, 0.4 ahead of Hugo Nilsson. Fabian Johansson in Hortons Bend is 15th, 0.2 behind Masches Gelberg. Fredrik Ek in Sterling's Bend is P11, 0.5 ahead of Hugo Nilsson. Jan Rommel in Paddock Hill Bend is P9, 0.9 behind Magnus Motek. Fredrik Ek in Druids Bend is P11, 0.4 ahead of Hugo Nilsson. Jan Rommel in Surtees Bend is 9th, 0.5 behind Magnus Motek. Mikuef is second, 2.9 behind Frank. Hugo Nilsson entering the pits is 15th. Jan Rommel is 9th, 0.2 behind Magnus Motek. Magnus Motek is P9, 1.6 behind Jan Rommel. Fabian Johansson in Paddock Hill Bend is P12, 1.1 behind Thomas Hansen. Fabian Johansson was 0.7 faster last lap. Fabian Johansson lost P12 to Matthias Gelberg. Jan Rommel in Druids Bend is 14th, 1.6 behind Fabian Johansson. The leader has just finished the race. Nico F finished second. Frank finished P1. Matthias Tornberg finished third. Rasmus Malmqvist finished fourth. Samuel Ernebro finished P5. Leo Nordquist finished sixth. Jonas Klang finished P7. Ricard Norton finished P8. Frederick Eck finished 9th. Magnus Motek finished P10. Thomas Hansen finished P11. Fabian Johansson finished P13. Frederick Eck finished P9. Frederick Eck finished 9th.